right, fuckers. Let's get into it. All right, how long is it? You know what? Let me look up the very last time we posted a video. That way we can have an exact.
I'll tell you the
last video we did was at that
Homecoming.
fair. It says 9 months ago, but it definitely was a bit. It was definitely longer than that because it doesn't. It's not as. It was probably about 10 to 11 months ago. Definitely.
like August. Yeah.
Yeah, around like 10 months ago. Yeah. And then I posted some songs that are all like fucking 4 years old, but I posted them anyways.
Oh, yeah.
But like the last like legitimate post that we posted was 2 years ago. It was playing Skate 3 in real life at a skate contest.
I remember I was in it.
And before that we were posting like every week. We had tons and tons of it. I mean, literally all of them going through. You can see we were posting nonstop. Mm-hmm. This one got blocked for 18 and older. The Playing Drunk Bar Fight, did you know that? That got blocked for 18 and older. Yep. And to date, our best.
It wasn't even naked. Like.
Yeah, dude, what the heck? We weren't even naked. It's not even on Reddit. That's how you know it's not bad. And our best video to date is Alien Abduction. It's got 179,000 views with 4,500 likes.
I feel like our best video was the dildo prank.
No, 100%. It's definitely up there. And our analytics for the last month.
Analytics?
Analytics.
Okay.
Anal lickets. And our analytics are, I'm just showing where we are, and then I'm going to explain how we're going to do so much better, and we're going to tell them why we've been missing for so long. So for the last 28 days, we haven't posted in 9 months, and we haven't consistently posted in 2 years. We've had 4,400 views, and we haven't posted anything. So, yeah, that's about where we are. We've pulled in about 50 hours of watch time, and we haven't posted in 2 years. So, to give you an idea of where we are and where we can go. And for today's sponsor... God, I hate videos that do that. Today's sponsor...
So many ads.
Ice Drink. No, this would be a fire sponsor.
We should make our own ads in like the podcast.
But for our own products, but they don't exist.
Sure, yeah. I mean, we're doing the podcast to tell you guys what's been going on the past 2 years, year and a half, what's going on with our lives, and why we haven't been posting, and why we want to continue making YouTube videos just for fun.
Sorry, I had to have the Legos in the background.
Okay.
Sorry, I just thought about that.
So making videos for fun, not for fame. We just enjoyed making people laugh.
Yeah. We have a question in the audience. Speak loudly.
Okay, man.
Huh,
You're actually blind in one eye, or is this fake?
The world may never know. That was fucking good.
I've been faking it for about 26
Stop!
years
It's
now.
a prank, dude. Don't tell them.
Yeah.
Who wants to?
Last video was last year.
I think we should kick it off with you, because you left the channel a year before I stopped posting.
Right.
So, because we were about a year consistently posting, and about a year consistently posted. John's going to be great during this whole thing. So we were posting consistently for our first year and a half or whatever, and then Andrew decided he wasn't able to do it anymore, which is he's going to kind of get into, and you'll notice around that time, Andrew wasn't really in the videos much, and it was more me and my other buddies kind of pushing through. And then eventually everything stopped, which I'll get into why I stopped too on my end as well, and he'll explain his end too. But I mean, if you kind of want to jump off where you were back in, what would that have been, 2021 into 2022, when you weren't coming around anymore to film.
Oh man, okay, give me 2021.
You were staying in Belleville at the time with Johnny, and you were starting to do your consulting stuff. You weren't just, you were like, I can't film no more. Remember? You took your big break for a while. And I was like,
that
well.
like the beginning of the year?
Yeah, you cut out for, dude, there's like 6 months of us filming that you're not in a single video. Because you were like, I can't film, I gotta focus on this, the consulting and all that.
Yeah.
You can kind of explain what you were doing.
Yeah, sure. So, I was doing my own thing. I was helping people recover from porn for 2 years. That flopped. It's all good.
Yeah, not enough people watch porn. John's face.
Yeah, I was doing my own thing, and trying to make videos, skateboard, dance, do all of it. So I was like really focused and fixated on like, you know, helping people and growing the business. 2020, yeah, like through 2022.
Started off as a great year on my end. then it went really bad. I don't know how your 2022 went. We're getting into all of it, but
exactly.
it was a great year at first. Then it was bad.
Oh man.
Yeah, really bad.
Yeah, well, let's see. So, yeah, I was doing that. I was very focused on that path, and I moved out of my apartment. We'll fast forward, probably July. But July, August, I started to move out. Yeah, let me tell you, like, I was leading up to that, to August of 2022, I had like a bump on my neck. I just found out like in August. It was like August. No, it was like October. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
October.
October
literally
into
the night
November
before,
of 2022.
2022.
Yeah,
we
you
went
skipped
to
a
the club.
really big span there, but even around that time, you still weren't filming with us.
I
You were
wasn't.
still
I don't
doing your
remember.
own thing.
I was just doing my own thing, just doing that and moving.
But yeah.
And,
So it's like there was a long period there where we were still filming a bit, and then he wasn't around, and that was right around the time we posted the last like legitimate video, which was the skate 3 at a skate park prank, which was like July, and then now we're in August where I wasn't filming either as much, and then so then your situation happened. If you want to get into the nitty gritty dark stuff now, we can, or we can jump
Sure.
back and
I
forth.
mean, that's kind of what happened in 2022. So yeah, Kyle and I, we went to the club and we had a fun time that night. I was dancing, doing head spins. Woke up the next morning and
You
saw
came
like
over to do Instacart. Remember, you were coming to do
I was
Instacart.
doing Instacart,
Yeah,
that's
you
right.
were coming over to my house to do Instacart.
Yep.
Is why we even met up during this stories that day.
So I go in the bathroom and I see that there's a bump on my neck. I'm like, what the heck? And I thought I pulled a muscle from doing head spins. I had no idea. And so I told Kyle about it, headed to his house. I called my dad, told him, he's like, you need to get that checked. So
Yeah, and meanwhile, me and him are like laughing about it, like, oh, I pulled a muscle on my neck. Ah. We're over here making jokes like we do about everything. Anything and everything's a joke to us. So the whole time this is going on, we're over here making fun of his, massively large, what we thought was a pulled muscle in his neck.
yeah.
So, yeah.
So we head to the doctors and it was a long wait. Like it was long.
Yeah,
Just-
I was with them
You were
for
with me.
hours, just
So-
waiting, and they like wouldn't tell us anything. They weren't saying nothing.
No.
We were there for what? I was there with you for like a good
3
7,
hours.
4.
3,
I
4
don't not 7. Sorry, it was like
3, 4
4 to
hours.
5 hours, and
So-
then it got late. So I was like, I gotta leave, and I was his ride. So I was like, let me know what's up. And then I never heard from him for 3 days, and this is what happened. Yeah.
Yeah, so I went in there. They did a CAT scan on my chest, head, and then another CAT scan on my body, lower body, and wasn't hearing anything for a couple hours. They brought me into a private room, and then they told me that, do you know that your right nut is big? Like you have a tumor. And I was like, oh, I'm like, yeah, I knew that. I didn't know it was a tumor, but I knew I had my right nut was bigger
Man
than
thought
the
he
left.
was packing.
That's why they called me Biggie Smalls.
Big nut, small dick. Here we are still fucking making jokes about it. Oh my god.
So, yeah, that was crazy. I told everyone. I didn't tell Kyle, though.
No, was calling him and everything. His phone was shut off, and I was like, dude, I dropped him off at the hospital. I'm at my buddy's house. I'm like, I haven't heard from him in like 2 days. Like,
Yeah.
what happened? Like, so, yeah, didn't
then-
tell me yet.
Then you told Annie what was going on.
They were reaching out to me too, and I was like, I don't know. I have no idea. Like, he hasn't reached out to me either. And the last thing you know is he was out with me, and then we were at the doctor's, and that was that. And I'm like, I'm just as lost as you are, and I'm 20 minutes from the hospital. Yeah. Yeah, I'm 20 minutes from the hospital, And I'm just as lost as someone who's on the other side of the world. And I'm like, I don't know either. Sorry. Like, I'm just as lost. So just to put it out there, I could have been on the other side of the earth and been just as lost. So I had no idea what was happening for a while. Yeah.
So, the next day, I think I was going in for surgery. Literally the
They
next
sent
day.
you went to surgery the next day.
I
Yeah.
think it was just the whole day. I think it was the whole day you didn't know until that night. I'm sure.
Maybe it was because we showed. I remember going at nighttime, which I'll get into that story because it's kind of funny, but it's also really fucked up at the same time. You remember that?
It was just a long because they put me in a room and I was waiting because they're gonna put me in another room upstairs because I was going in for surgery immediately.
Yeah, you know how hospitals are. If you're from America, you know how hospitals are around here. I don't know how they are on other sides of the world, but God, dude, you go in for the smallest thing or biggest thing, you're still there for 10 years. Yeah.
When I fractured, I don't know, when I busted my head
Yeah,
open.
when you cut your head open,
Oh,
just had to get
forever.
stitches. We were there all night, just to get stitches. And then they're like, all right, you're good to go.
Yeah, so I get my own room. I'm in there. And yeah, I was just shocked. I was like, wow, this is crazy. So, and then I think you called me, or maybe I called you.
I think you finally called me back after blowing up your phone, and I'll talk from my perspective. So we still haven't even said what was happening. So he finally calls me, and I'm not going to dig deep into what I was doing yet because that's on my side of why I was out for so long, but I was obliterated drunk. Like, I was deep in, and I was cross-faded too. I got secondhand high because my buddy was smoking in the car, and he just kept the windows up, and I just didn't care. I was like just out of my mind. And then I get the call, and I think he's fucking with me. And he has to put his dad on the phone to reassure that he's not messing with me. And then I start to panic because I'm like, I'm so out of my mind right now. And I'm like, we have to go up to the hospital now. So then we went to the hospital. But yeah, you could talk about what was up with what you were telling me and stuff.
But that's the best part right there. That was so funny. So I called him, and I said,
Do we
dude,
just reenact the call?
Yeah.
Just pretend we're on the phone. All right, this is a
Seriously,
reenactment. All right,
We're gonna do it.
we're
No,
gonna-
seriously, this is
this is
gonna be
exactly
top tier,
how it went.
Top tier
Acting.
okay?
All right,
Top tier.
I am drunk as shit during this, so I'm gonna be fucking drunk. Are you ready? You call me, and I'm like,
Okay.
oh, shut up, turn the fucking music off. It's Andrew. Sorry.
Yo,
Yo, what the fuck, dude? It's been like 3 days. What the hell happened? You good?
dude. So,
Yeah, bro. Turn the music down and stuff. Oh, I'm trying to listen to Andrew.
dude. So, I have testicular cancer.
What the fuck does your nuts have to do with your neck?
Dude, they told me, dude, I have a tumor. It's in my lymph nodes, man. It's spread. Yeah, I have a fucking.
All right. For real though. Yeah, what actually happened?
Yeah, that's what happened. I have a tumor.
Dude, he's trying to say his cancer. You know, Andrew's always fucking with me. No, seriously, dude. What the fuck happened?
So
Your nuts in your neck that doesn't even light
my
up.
right nut is bigger than my left.
Well, yeah, because you
and-
have one eyeball.
Yeah.
All right, long story short,
Hold
then
on,
he puts his dad on the
Here
phone.
go, Dad.
Yeah, and then he puts his dad on the phone, and he's like, no, seriously, it's cancer. And I was like, wait a minute. And they explained it to me, and I was like, I'm going to be 100% honest. Like, I'm so out of my mind right now. Give me a couple minutes to sober up, and I'm going to come say hi. Because eventually we were allowed to go up there. Which I sobered up, and we went there, and I was like, what the fuck? So, testicular cancer through the lymph nodes. Yeah.
Yeah, so if anybody knows how that happens, I guess, so the tumor was in my right nut, so I didn't take care of it, and it was like that for about 2 years, and so what happens is it spread and made other tumors, and then went to my lymph node, and so then it formed an even bigger tumor. So remove the tumor, the right nut, but still I have tumors in my body that aren't as big as the tumor in my lymph node, so yeah, it spread rapidly and fast, and so went in for surgery the next day. And, I thought, so when I woke up after the surgery, I thought that they were going through surgery through my nutsack. Like, I thought they were going to rip open my nutsack. So, like, I'm laying there. I'm like, wow, like, I don't really feel much pain, and I'm probably on pain meds, And I'm like, wow. So, like, I look, and like, man, my nutsack's fine, like, wow. But there's a tumor, or there's a cut on the side that they, like, slipped by the abdomen. So in my mind, I'm thinking like, what? Like they had to like surgically remove it from my nutsack? No, it was from like my abdomen. But just it blows my mind to think that they removed the tumor from my abdomen for how big the nut my nut was. Like it was huge.
I just want to know how you wore pants. Like, I mean,
was
it was
uncomfortable.
that big? Like,
Yeah.
in skateboarding and breakdancing, dude? Like, I didn't realize how big it was either. He had to, like, really push it into my brain. Like, he's like, dude. And I'm like, you didn't think to get that checked? He's like, no, I just thought I had a big nut. I'm like, that's not normal. You don't just have, don't mess with the Zohan, like, of the bush. Like, let's do it, the fizzy bubbly.
Yeah.
You don't do that. Like,
Yeah.
insane.
I was just in my own head, and I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I'm fine. But I was like,
That's the
oh,
man
my
mentality. I do it
shit.
too. I got a lot of shit I need to get checked out also.
You
Yeah,
should, dude.
I know.
But yeah, that's what happened, and they they threw me in chemo in like 2 months, and I had to stop everything. Like couldn't work, moved
that.
into my mom's house, moved back, and was doing treatment, taking all these lymphatic pills. It was crazy. And chemo just fucked up my body. Like, I was 130 pounds. Now I'm at, like,
130 pounds of pure shredded muscle, by the way. Like, he didn't have no fat. He was pure muscle head to toe from wrestling and breakdancing and skateboarding. Because people might say 130 is nothing.
yeah.
Because,
yeah,
like,
but it
I
was-
weigh
it was-
140 something, but I'm taller than, like, no, like, he was shredded muscle. He's always been like that. Real strong. Yeah.
And yeah, and so I lost, like, in 2-3 weeks, like, every week I'd go in for chemo, I'd lose so much muscle. And even today, like, I'm still, like, maybe 122.
Dude, no,
My regular
your
weight-
arms now compared to what they were then, like, you're tiny.
It's so crazy.
You're,
yeah.
you're like, even though you're smaller, your arms were always more defined than mine.
Yeah.
Obviously, then I was in the gym, it changed everything. But before then, like, I always had really scrawny, bony arms. You always had real defined arms. Now it's like we flipped. Like, you have arms
Yeah.
almost like how I had arms.
Dude.
Yeah.
It was
Completely flipped.
Yeah, so what really fucked me up is like dancing. Like, I'm not gonna be able to dance the same. Like, what? I mean, I could dance. I'm always gonna be dancing, but it's a different. Now I have to try even harder. Like, it's so crazy. It's so crazy. Skateboarding throws me off because the tumor is so big that when I throw my arms up, I'm like off balance. Dude, it's wild. So, yeah, went in for the chemo, doing all these treatments for 3 months. And later on, it was getting too crazy. My mom was being psycho. And I moved in to my stepmom's house. And I was there for about 3 months. So
Is this around the time you started losing all your hair too, right? You're like, yeah, you had no hair at all for
I had
a
no
while.
hair.
Yep.
Yep. So I was gonna go in for surgery in actually May. They told me May, like May 1st. And then they pushed it back and to July. And then July like 20th.
This is July of 22. This is all 2023 now.
2022.
No,
So-
2023.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, we're in the
2023.
20. It's all 2023 now.
2023.
Yeah.
So it's crazy how it happened because I was gonna go in for surgery. They pushed it back, was gonna go in, and like I think maybe 8 or 9 days before going in for surgery, my outside doctor reached out to me and said that I should go see this guy in Wyoming that's treating tumors, that's helping people shrink tumors.
We're good.
So my outside doctor reaches out to me and says that I should go and see this guy in Wyoming that's shrinking tumors, helping people shrink tumors. He's no doctor. He's just doing it out of his home, helping people. And my doctor didn't know anything, didn't know that I was going in for surgery. Like, he just called me and told me, messaged me. So I said, okay. And so I said, I'm going to do it. I think it was a Wednesday he messaged me. 2 days later, my grandma and I, we drove to Wyoming. And I didn't tell my family on my dad's side about it, because I knew what they're going to say, that I'm crazy. So drove out there, and I saw him, and I'm doing red light therapy, putting some DMSO on my neck. In 2 days, I was able to walk on my hands. I wasn't able to walk on my hands before then because the tumor was big. That I had no balance. Literally 2 days.
It was like twice this. It was twice the size of what it is now, right? Wasn't it? Yeah, it was big.
Yeah.
I mean, it's big now, but like you have no idea. Like that's small compared to where it was. Yeah, it was really big.
Yeah, so I was living out there for.
You were out there for a while, yeah.
2 months.
Quite a while.
Yeah.
There's a lot of medicines that people they aren't allowed to practice in America because of we're not going to get into it.
Yeah.
But Western medicines aren't always the right answer. They aren't always the right answer. Don't get me wrong, science and everything's there, and what we have is what we have. But there are other alternatives to a lot of things, and there's new technologies that aren't available here yet. Even though we want to think we're the forefront of everything, we're not always that. So, red light therapy helps with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Even the doctors before in 2022 of November, he said, "You're not going to last. If you don't go in for surgery, you're not going to, you're going to die by the end of the year." So
I thought he said 2 years.
No, well, that was the other doctor.
Oh, it was the other
doctor
doctor.
was trying to convince
Okay.
me to do chemo.
Okay.
So I do chemo, whatever. Afterwards, they said the chemo isn't responding to the teratoma,
You should have just picked up the phone.
and there you go. They said that chemo responds very well with testicular cancer. The chemo isn't responding to the tumor in my neck, to lymphoma. So there you go. There's a sign that doctors aren't always right. And so, after chemo, I was gonna go in for surgery, and I called off surgery. I was continuing doing the work, did some checkups, and the doctor said, "There's nothing we could do. If you go in for surgery, that's the only thing we can do. You're gonna die. You're gonna die within like 2 years." Well, that's my choice. I'm not going in for surgery. Number one,
I was going to say you should explain the reasons why you don't want to do the neck surgery, which in my opinion, the tumor in your neck is dead. It's not growing. It's not affecting you at all anymore. That's just dead tumor, right?
Yeah.
So him getting it cut out is just to remove it because it's dead, just to remove it. But the issues is removing a dead tumor, and these are the issues you could have. I don't blame you for saying no.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. It could be successful. The tumor, the surgery could go successful, right? But there's just a lot of nerves around the neck, the shoulder blade, everywhere. I would have had a neck surgeon, a shoulder surgeon, a chest surgeon, I don't know, like a throat surgeon. 4 different surgeons around this area removing the tumor, right? So that could go south. I could end up being in a wheelchair, not being able to breathe, having a tube down my throat.
For the rest of his life.
For the rest of my life. So when they were explaining to me what's going to happen, they said, okay, well, we're going to remove the tumor, and then we're going to remove the tumor in your stomach. So there's tumors in my body that aren't showing, like the tumor in my neck. And I'm thinking, like, what? So I'm going to remove the tumor in my neck, and then you're going to go in for surgery on my stomach, but it's not even showing in my belly, right? So you're just going to cut me open and remove the tumor. Like, that sounds horrible. I'm going to be in a wheelchair. I'm going to, like, what are the possibilities? Like, that doesn't sound fun. Why do you need to remove the tumor if it's not even showing? Why go so deep into your stomach? You know what I mean?
For something that
That's
isn't necessarily an issue right now.
Yeah. So, I'm like, this is so bad. So, yeah, they just gave me the whole spiel that you're going to die in 2 years, and my gut told me...
And that was a year ago.
But it's so crazy how I was going to do this. I was going to go in for surgery until my doctor reached out to me.
Yeah.
And said I should go see this doctor. Like, it just, everything... the universe had a plan for me. And, I mean, I don't want to compare myself to other people that have similar stories, but I saw this guy on TikTok.
What's crazy is, before he gets into this, He shows me this guy at work on TikTok who was going through the same exact surgery he was going to go through on his neck. And then like a week later, he finds out like what he's about to tell you now. I was like, that's crazy. So
Yeah, so this guy he has the same tumor on the other side. I don't know if it was from testicular cancer, but he was doing everything. Like he did radiation, he did surgery, he was going through chemo, and when he did radiation, he lost his voice. He like very like scrappy.
it sounded like like you ever turn a garbage disposal on? It's like wah, that's how his fucking voice. Or like he's been smoking for like 35 years. That's an even better example. Like
Yeah.
it was bad.
It was really bad. I'm
Yeah.
like, wow, like they're just putting him through hell. And it went to his face. The tumor went to his face, and his face was very bloated. And yeah, I just can't believe it. So, yeah, I saw that, and he passed away like 2 or 3 weeks later.
After he literally just showed me that video. He died.
The doctors told him that he only has like 30 days, a month to live, and he passed away. Man, like, I'm so grateful that I didn't do any of what the doctors were telling me to do. I think I'm here. There's a reason why I have a tumor. There's always reasons why. And yeah, I mean, it sucks, but I mean, I'm still here. I'm able to do what I want to do. I could dance. I could skateboard. Haven't skateboarded in a long time, but
Neither
if I
of us
wanted to,
have. If I wanted to, I could too.
I
but
can.
yeah, haven't been able to.
But it's like, wow, like my whole perspective on things is I feel like it's cheating if you go in for surgery to remove something. If I'm on my deathbed and this is it, then I will go in for surgery.
Yeah.
But, I've been really trying to keep up with my health. Haven't been doing the best I can right now, to be honest. But yeah, taking lymphatic pills, not consistently like I should, but doing that. And recently this year I went on 2 ayahuasca retreats. And when I got out of ayahuasca, what Mother Ayahuasca was telling me is kind of like I'm on my right path. I just have to keep up with my health. Like, I think it was my 3rd or 4th ceremony. I started having a panic attack that I was gonna die, and then
For those of you that don't know what ayahuasca is, we're not going to dig deep into what it is because it's a whole nother rabbit hole. Look it up on YouTube. There's tons of videos. Long story short is you went to a retreat, you drink. It's from a cactus, right? It's derived from a cactus
plant.
or a plant.
Plant medicine.
There's another
Okay.
thing that's from a cactus, but it's derived from a plant. Long story short, you drink it. You have severe hallucinogens, but it's more for fighting your demons. I'm not going to get into any more of how crazy it is, but look it up. It's interesting. But he did this.
So yeah, I mean, I was asking questions like why is this? What are the reasons why I have a tumor and everything? And I think the answer that I got out of it is like I'm just doing my best. Like I'm on the right path. This is gonna take a long time. But yeah, it just blows my mind. I don't know if I said this, but in 2022, my dog passed away.
Oh
Literally
yeah, Dante.
moved out of my apartment that I was living with friends at the time. Moved out in July, and then from July, August, it was like July, August 7th, my dog passed away. My dog passed away August 7th, and then first week in November, I got a tumor. Found out.
His dog also
And
there was cancer,
also,
right?
he also had like a tumor. That's not what he died from, but
Oh.
he also had like a bump on his neck on the same side, which was pretty crazy. And I don't know. My perspective on that is that he was dying, and I think he was staying, like he was living. He was still staying alive, Like, I think he was forced, like, I'm going to stay alive with Andrew because there's energy coming in throughout the house,
Right.
right? In the Belleville apartment,
Yes.
right? So Jonathan, his girlfriend, would
When I was there
always
for
be
a little bit.
would always be there, right? And then I move out. I'm on my own. I'm going to work at 10 hours a day. He's alone, right? And so I think he was like, okay, it's my time.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I can finally just rest
I
easy.
could rest.
Yeah.
And that just blew my mind. And then I get, cancer. Yeah. So wild.
Yeah, and what's really fucked up during all these stories, we didn't even talk about all the jokes me and you were making in the hospital room when we were waiting.
I don't even remember what we were saying.
Dude, we were in there talking about all sorts of stuff, what it could be. Cancer was one of the ones we were making a joke of it. And then he tells me it's cancer. And I'm like, dude, this is what we fucking get. All those years we make fun of everything. And you get one of the worst things a human could get, which is cancer. Yeah, oh my God. All the jokes, and here we are.
So
Crazy.
wild. So it's wild, man. It's
So that's where he's been, and why we haven't been able to film. Yeah, shit's been rough for sure.
It's good.
Rough.
It's been crazy. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing a lot better now. I don't feel any pain. I used to feel pain in the shoulder, maybe because of the chemo.
Yeah,
What was happening?
could have been.
I cough. Sure, I cough a bit, but yeah, I mean, it's so crazy, and all I can do is just push forward. Can do the best I can.
Push
I really
forward.
wish I
Hit a heel flip, not a kick
hit a
flip.
flip.
Push forward again.
I really wish I'd got it checked. This wouldn't have happened, but it is.
I just find it
is.
funny. It's like all the times that we were over hanging out and it was like nighttime or the next morning and you just walked out in your boxers. I just never noticed like a big ass nut poking through your boxers. Like, hey, bro, you might want to get that checked. Seriously, bro. Like all the times you just feel like in your boxers. Like how did we never notice that? Oh, it's crazy. Dude had it taped to his leg. I was kidding.
I know, dude. I think I found out. It had to be.
Wait a minute. Hold on, stop. Didn't you go to a retreat and your mom was like, you're gonna hurt someone with that, and no one saw your big nut and was like, hey man.
No.
Was that
no.
after?
Okay, so I went to 2 retreats that year. One in April. It wasn't. I didn't have the big nut.
Oh, okay. This was before that.
No. So I went to one in April. Then went to one in October. I think. So in that time period, when I went to the second one in October, it wasn't as big as it was, but it was big. But
Okay,
it was
so
big.
it grew that fast though. Like within a couple months, it got that much bigger.
It was but it
It was
wasn't
literally
as
like
big.
what your neck did then.
Yeah, but it wasn't as big, so that's why it wasn't as noticeable.
Right, they were just
Right?
like, got it. Like it was
So I
got
kind
it.
of noticed, and I was like, oh damn, but whatever. And so yeah, I mean, man,
Damn.
yeah, it was crazy.
And that's only 2 years.
Yeah.
A lot happens very fucking fast.
Yeah.
A lot of shit happens
It-
very fast.
It's crazy how it's on my blind side, the tumor.
Yeah.
You know,
I've thought about that.
I'm kind of glad it's on my blind side because I would get so fucking annoyed if it's right here. Like it's in your peripheral vision, bro. Man, I thank God I'm blind on my left eye and I can't see that. Armpit too. Like
Oh
it's-
yeah, that's right. You have the one that was under. Is it still there?
I think it's connected, right?
Well, there's
So-
lymph nodes all over your body,
Yeah.
like everywhere. It's
Can
all
you
connected.
imagine if they remove this, then they have to remove this, and they have to, like,
Yeah, because
no.
there's a chance he would have lost mobility as an arm. Like he wouldn't be able to go up any higher because of both of the tumors.
It's
Yeah,
a lot of
insane.
Yeah. Oh, dude,
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's so wild.
and to think none of this would have happened if it wasn't for 9/11 conspiracy.
I know. Back when I was 5.
Thank you, John. Thank you.
Back when I was 5.
Yeah, God, what a life-changing event. And you know what's funny is, I was thinking about this one day. Me and you were, I don't remember where we were. We were somewhere, and there was this post that popped up. We were playing a game, and it was like random quotes that but like they're kind of offensive, and one of them was like, here's the thing about cancer, it's a life-changing event, and we laughed our asses about that forever. I'm pretty sure it was me and you. Do you remember that?
I think I remember.
Yeah, and it was like, dude, we were cracking up. We were like 15, 14, 13 maybe, cracking up about that. I just, to this day, I wish I could go back in time and pull that fucking photo because it was so fucking funny and just like have that. Here's the thing about cancer. It's a life-changing event.
Man.
Yeah.
I feel like it was something like that. I don't know if it was that.
It was something similar to that.
Something
It was
similar,
something
life-changing.
similar to that, yeah. Something like that. It was something like that,
I remember
yeah.
that, yeah.
Oh, man. Well, that makes my story not sound anything at all as bad, but like, I also went through my rough shit too. But yeah, that was like the big thing here. The big takeaway from why we've been gone for so long was essentially that.
Yeah. I think what, life is showing me, I think I just need to keep dancing. I don't know. I'm not very
Get to
scientific
it!
on that.
Get to it! Start dancing right
Yeah.
now!
I'm not very, I don't know the science behind it, but I can only imagine, I don't know, like, if I'm dancing more and I'm happy.
Deposit. It's kind of like you
Positivity.
yell at a
Not
plant
just
or
that.
you talk nice to a plant
Yeah.
concept or idea, right?
Because when I listen to music, I just want to dance, and maybe if I work on, the muscles in the neck, right? If I work on it, maybe something will happen. Maybe it will start to break down if I start to use my body more. That's why, like, I haven't been to the gym in a while. But
I haven't been to the gym in a minute either.
Maybe like the muscles, just bringing.
You're either going to get
The
rid of it
muscle
or build
fibers.
up to look like it's the same. It's a one or the other.
Side, no.
Well, just start sticking Trin in your neck. It's a little bit. I gotta go take a little bit of vitamin Trin.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get that idea. I mean, hey, that's one way to look at it.
Man,
Yeah.
head spins.
I could do neck spins. Spin it on it.
That's
Dude, you should get a little beanie, no, bro, put a yarmulke on it, bro. Put a little yarmulke. Your little head spin beanie. So he has a beanie that has like a plastic sheet that makes him
But
head
I'm like
spin.
in a plank.
Yeah, but you're in a plank. You got a little yarmulke. You're spinning on it. That's
It's my
funny.
signature move.
And he's coming in for the yarmulke neck spin. Slides in like ice.
Unparalleled.
Oh my god. Yeah, completely 90 degrees. Like this is
Just
his
on
neck.
the
This is the floor. Just spinning, dude. That's hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It's.
So yeah, all right. We'll flip the coin and we'll hop into the other side of this. So thank you guys for tuning in to First World Ignorance, even though I'm posting this on the Anonymous Kilos channel. Yeah, we just want to thank you guys so much for that. People that stay tuned and still ask where we are, people that still comment. I get it all the time. People that are still like, yo, like, why aren't we filming? People just still ask us where we are, and now you know where we've been. And I'm excited that you guys know what happened and that we're back. And even though most people, I'd say at our age, usually give up on stuff like this when they go through things, but not us. We're going to keep persevering, and that's all we're ever going to do. So thank you guys so much for staying tuned.